Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jennifer Williams with the Living in SC team here at Real Broker. In today's video, we'll be comparing Concord, North Carolina with Fort Mill, South Carolina. Now before we get into that, if you've been considering a move to Charlotte or anywhere within the greater Charlotte area, we'd love for you to connect with us at info@livinginsc.com or shoot us a text at the number listed below. I'd love to be a resource for you. You may be wondering why I've chosen to compare these two suburbs. And well, it's because from my experience, they've proven to be two of the most popular places for families relocating to the area. Now let's dig into some of the similarities and differences between these two suburbs of Charlotte. Both Concord and Fort Mill are easily commutable into the Charlotte area for dining and recreation, such as football games. When traffic isn't a factor, they both take about 30 minutes to get into uptown Charlotte. When you consider heavy traffic times, I'd say in my experience, Fort Mill is a little bit more heavily affected. So if you factor in rush hour, probably add about 10 to 20 minutes to your commute into Charlotte. I'd say Concord is a little less affected because the infrastructure and roadways are a little bit more built up, which means you can more easily move around congestion and bottlenecks. Whereas Fort Mill, pretty much the only way most people are going to commute into Charlotte is Interstate 77, so it's a pretty big bottleneck. In terms of size, Concord has a population of about 110,000, whereas Fort Mill is only at 31,000. But I will say, Fort Mill has seen some increasing popularity in recent years, nearly tripling in the last decade. When you also factor in the fact that Concord is roughly triple the size geographically as Fort Mill is, the population difference really does make sense. You'll see when you make your way through both cities, they feel pretty similar in terms of amenities as well as density. They both have everything you're gonna need for day-to-day life, such as gyms, doctors, parks, and shopping. Some of my favorite spots in Concord include Franklin Park for all things outdoor fun, Concord Mills for shopping, and finishing the day at Gibson Mills, a unique space unlike any other. It houses the largest antique mall in the Southeast at over 88,000 square feet, and also includes a dining hall, several breweries, axe throwing, as well as several fine dining establishments such as Gianni's Trattoria. In Fort Mill, some of my favorites include bopping around the shops at Baxter Village or spending the day at the Ann Springs Close Greenway. This amazing space is a 2,100-acre nature preserve that offers a bit of everything, featuring over 40 miles of trails for hiking, fishing, kayaking, and even other activities such as yoga and horseback riding. Another thing the two cities have in common is a highly rated school district. While Fort Mill definitely edges out Concord in terms of rating, they both have some excellent options. Fort Mill School District is the most highly rated school district in all of South Carolina and has a general A+ rating. As well as an A+ in extracurriculars and academics, they also have an A rating in teachers, college prep, and administration, according to niche.com. While in Concord, the Cabarrus County School District has a general A- rating, as well as an A- rating in extracurriculars, teachers, college prep, and diversity. Fort Mill has a staff-to-student ratio of 14:1, while Concord's is just 16:1. Both suburbs are within driving distance to a lake, but Fort Mill is definitely a little bit closer, being only minutes from Lake Wiley and the amenities it has to offer. From the obvious boating, to jet skiing, to swimming, or just enjoying a bite to eat at the popular lakefront restaurant Papa Doc's, you're definitely going to enjoy the proximity to the water. Concord, on the other hand, is just 20 to 25 minutes from the popular Lake Norman, which sits just north of Charlotte. Lake Norman is the largest man-made body of water in North Carolina, coming in at a whopping 520 miles of shoreline and 32,000 acres of water. Another thing Concord is known for is its proximity to NASCAR and the Charlotte Motor Speedway. The Speedway and its affiliates host several events year-round, including the popular Coca-Cola 600 race, monster truck rallies, drag racing, classic car shows, and even a massive light display at Christmas with over 5 million lights. If you're a NASCAR fan, you're gonna love it there. Lastly, I'd like to touch on some more tangible housing data. Currently, the average sales price for a home in Concord is $367,000, while in Fort Mill, it's $472,000. So in terms of affordability, there's a clear winner. In terms of available homes for sale, there are about 267 homes for sale currently in Concord, with only 158 for sale in Fort Mill. But you have to keep in mind with this data that while Fort Mill is equally dense, it's still geographically about the third the size of Concord. Trending in that same direction, total housing units for Fort Mill is about 9,400, while Concord is a little over 41,000, in large part again due to the fact that Concord is much larger geographically than Fort Mill is. Thanks for tuning into the channel today. We hope you enjoyed our comparison between Concord, North Carolina and Fort Mill, South Carolina. If you enjoyed today's video and want to learn more about the different suburbs around the Charlotte area, we'd love for you to subscribe so you don't miss new Charlotte related content. And once again, if you've been considering a move to Charlotte or anywhere within the greater Charlotte area, we'd love for you to connect with us at info@livinginsc.com or shoot us a text at the number listed below. We'll see you soon.